live is in the top left. Can we hear me now?
Well, let's see. Oh, look at that. We have sound, I think.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Fantastic. Okay, we're good to go now. We got this. Perfect.
Third time's a charm today.
What's going on, guys? Squatch Watch on this beautiful Friday afternoon. It's afternoon, right? Yeah,
It was afternoon. And it was raining pretty hard this morning. I was like...
We're here?
Oh yeah, it was dumping. Like I got up,
Cool.
5 o'clock in the morning or 4:30. I was like, man, it's blowing outside.
Really?
And then I looked and it was actually dumping rain. And I couldn't believe it, but that's what typical Seattle weather. 85 yesterday.
Yeah, there you go.
Dumping rain, and it's kind of cloudy out right now.
Yeah. We got Vicky joining us in. Hey, Vicky. Whoa.
What's up? We just both do the like,
What's up, man? How you doing? Hey.
Our one listener. There we go.
We'll get a couple more in a minute. Just takes a minute for them
Is your
to
phone ringing now?
get in. Not my phone. Is it your phone? Do
Yeah.
you have a Nokia? That's like the little blue Nokia ringtone. Like,
I don't have one. I got my busted Sprint iPhone.
nice. Yeah. This is why we have to stop using Troy's phone. You see the 75,000 cracks on that phone? That's why you guys had no audio the first 2 times we tried it. But now we do.
It worked the first time.
We gotta get you.
I need to go drop kettlebell on it a couple times.
Just call it a day. Just be like,
So
make
it's
it completely
kind of
useless.
curved to the side of my face.
Nice, yeah. We can just make it a round iPhone.
Yeah.
It's the new iPhone curve. Just contorts to the shape of your face.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, cool, guys. What do we got to talk about today?
Well, we CrossFit Games kicked off. I don't know if we've had it on the screen here in Redmond a couple times.
Yes.
People have been watching. No one knew really how to follow, and Ed and Andrew came in with it on their phones. And so we decided to throw it up on the screen. It's pretty cool. They're not really announcing too many of the workouts. I've already eliminated like half the field.
Jeez.
Good workouts. I think, I don't know if we have any members that have gone down and are checking it out, but I know a few people in the past have been. And
Yeah.
it's a cool event for into fitness competitions, and
It's a little crazy. Like I looked at the leaderboards and like Matt Frazier, his times on some of this stuff compared to the next highest person is like it's insane. In a 15, so it's a 20-minute time cap for one of the workouts, the one with the legless rope climbs.
yeah,
I think it was a 400-meter run, 3 legless rope climbs, and what's
7
the last one?
snatches.
And 7 snatches at 185. Squat snatches, so you had to squat. And he did it in like 15:07. The next highest person was like 16:05. At that level of competition,
Yeah, that's insane.
no, like 50-some seconds.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
almost a minute. And the difference between like 3rd place onward, like down to 10th place, is only like 2 or 3 seconds. Right? Which is what it should be at a competition at that level. Like,
Yeah.
when's the last time you saw an Olympian doing the whatever 100-meter, is that an event in swimming? Sorry, I don't know.
I'm sure it is.
Okay, whatever, the 100-meter swim and like beating somebody by 30 seconds. It just doesn't happen. They do it by like a 1/10 of a second. Meanwhile, Matt Frazier is like 20% faster than everybody else on the field.
I think the best though, I think it's really cool that they've invited everybody from every country gets to represent. And so that's really cool, I think. And you know, they're eliminating people on day 1 and day 2. They eliminated like a bunch of people this morning with that ruck run. But I thought it was awesome because Ben Smith got the wild card spot. And so he was in the very first heat of men that went yesterday morning. And it was like throwing an Olympian in the pool with a bunch of high schoolers.
Yeah.
I think he was like a round and a half ahead of everybody else. These are all the regular people.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
it was insane. I think there was guys that couldn't even climb the rope, guys and gals that couldn't do legless rope climbs. A couple guys
They made it
that
to the
were-
games?
Yeah,
That's not possible.
because of the way the Open works, right? Because if you have 3 affiliates in your country,
Oh,
they take
like
the top person.
Zimbabwe or
So
something.
I guarantee you there's tons of CrossFitters right now that are trying to figure out which country to go move to, because watching those first 2 events, you're like, dude, I got a shot to get there.
Justin, like you can do legless rope climbs, we gotta move to, where do we have
Ghana
to
or
move
something.
to? Let's just move to Ghana, then we can go to the CrossFit Games.
We just got to open 3 gyms. Well, we're not affiliated, so it wouldn't
Yeah.
count. But
But you don't have to be an affiliate to send somebody to the games, do you?
no, but the country has to have 3 affiliates in it.
In it.
In the country. In
Well, but
order
we just
for
make
it
sure
to
that there's
say
3
there's-
affiliates in the country, and then Justin and I can go work out at CrossFit Ghana or whatever, and then Get sent to the game. See, we got that.
See? Look at that. Everyone thought it was going to create less hope for people to get to the games, so they just created more.
Totally. So that we can get absolutely clobbered on day one.
So you can spend like $5,000 to go and do a 20-minute workout.
I mean, if we were a Sasquatch strength trainer, it'd be worth it, right?
Yeah, it would be. And this year too, they get to wear. I mean, there's lots of things changing in CrossFit. They get to. Don't think they don't have to wear the uniform of the Reebok uniform. I don't think, or the shoes or something. So it's
do they have to wear Rogue shoes now?
Yeah, for Rogue's probably taken over.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So we do have our own Mick and Nikki are going down and do the old Renton CrossFit games in Puyallup. Big
cool
event, a few hundred people. I think they're competing on Saturday. I don't know all the details. I know Adam's posted a couple things, and Andrew is going down. I think Ed is going as well. I think they are both volunteering to help out and judge and be involved in the community. So, or the global community of fitness and gyms.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool. That's what we got going on this weekend with some of our people.
Totally.
And then we have our mobility clinic.
Yeah, go check out
in Issaquah.
Dr. Klein, Michael is going to be getting some people mobile in Issaquah. What time is that?
It's 11 o'clock in Issaquah. Could be focusing on the shoulders and overhead position and T-spine. I mean, those two huge important things and a lot of movements we do. Even though you're not upside down or stuff, like for pull-ups and all those kind of things, that mobility will help a ton.
Yeah.
See, look, you didn't even care about dropping that phone.
Well, no, because it's all broken.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you be the comment readers. You're a better MC than I am. But yeah, I know I give Michael a ton of credit, and that's because he deserves it. Like Klein is, like I said last time, one of the best chiropractors that we've ever had the pleasure of working with. And that's the biggest reason why we wanted him in here, is because he's just so good at what he does. And because he comes from an athletic background, I told you guys last time he used to work with Cal Strength, and he does the barbell program with us and attends class regularly. Like, he knows what you guys are going through, and he knows what you guys might struggle with, and he knows how to approach it in a way that's going to make it super applicable to class, which is a ton of value, right? You don't walk into a chiropractor and be like, yeah, it hurts when I do a snatch. And he's like, what does that mean? Is that when you like grab a tissue box and you do this with it?
I'm like, here, take one. Take two, leave.
So he actually knows what a snatch is. He knows what a clean and jerk is. He knows what a rope climb is and what could possibly be hurting that movement. So I don't know, to me that was super valuable. And
yeah, it is.
He's done clinics with us before, and they're always super well attended, and everybody gets a ton of value out of it. I'm sure you've seen pictures of him correcting Vicky on one of the snatch clinics that we did here a while ago.
And we're doing it down in Issaquah, so down south, make it easy for everyone down there, even dropping off the plateau.
Yeah, totally.
So and Vicky hit me up. She said that Adam is also competing. I forgot about that, but he is filling in.
Which one? The Renton?
At the Renton.
Cool. Good luck, Adam.
So I think he's filling in for a friend of his that was on the team, and somebody got injured or pulled out for some reason. So
that sucks.
Got those three guys. I don't know if they're going to do any streaming on it or not. If they do, maybe we'll try to throw a link up. But
totally.
So that's it for that. Our weightlifting meet coming up next week. It's totally pretty much sold out. Got a bunch of people volunteering. If you guys want to come down and check it out, it's going to be fun.
Do we still need volunteers?
We've got a handle on it, and but it's always good to have a few extra people around.
Totally.
So the main things like the loaders and the judges, they don't get to move for 2 hours, right? That's their job. Everyone else can kind of rotate around and do things.
Right.
So
the more the merrier if we can get more.
Yeah. So because of that, we have to start setting up the gym on Friday night so we can be ready to go at 6 o'clock for weigh-ins, and then first session starts at 8, last session starts at 3. So the last class here in Redmond is going to be 4 o'clock on Friday, so we can start putting up the curtains and screwing the platform together and getting all that stuff going.
But functional fitness, hanging up gigantic curtains, setting up platforms, moving plywood, moving weights, these are all things that are very fitnessy. So if you would like to come to a 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock class, please feel free to come help us set up. We would be more than happy to put you through the ringer.
We can even do it as assault bike intervals. Move all these plates, go ride the assault bike. Come back, move some more plates.
20 cal sprint, move a plate. 20 cal sprint. You'll get a great workout. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. That would really be awesome.
Cool.
The Paul and Susan Steckler showers are about ready to be dedicated, I think.
So, for those of you guys that don't know, Paul and Susan Steckler have been with us for years and years and years. Almost 6 years, I think. They hit their 5-year anniversary in the summer,
Well,
I believe.
I think they're like, I think they might be the only OG Sasquatch from the inception, way back even in the little tiny, when Tim first kicked it off. I think they were some of Tim's first clients.
Totally. And
So-
they've been an awesome part of the community, and it's super sad to see them go. They're going to move to Boulder, Colorado. I think relatively soon, like at the end of the week or something.
Yeah, I think they're
Like packing this weekend. I think I saw Paul say something about that on Facebook. So we're going to miss them a bunch, and we hate to see them go. We'll definitely visit them in Colorado. At least I know I will. But we were Paul was jokingly saying that he wanted us to name the shower after
He
him.
said he's taking a shower in it this weekend, if it's done or not.
If it's done or not. It will be done, so
It'll be showerable.
it will be showerable. But anyway, so we actually are going to dedicate one of the showers, and it's going to be, I think we decided to dub it, this is still pending, we don't know 100% sure, but I think we're going to dub it the Paul and Susan Steckler Memorial, I took a chalk shower. I think that was Paul's idea, so.
I think it wasn't. That's what he said.
That is what he said, right? That was my favorite one. I took a chalk shower.
Gold plaque on the door.
Heck yeah.
And maybe a charcoal portrait in the.
I think Isaac. Do you think Isaac would make a charcoal portrait? Does Paul have to sit there and like pose?
Yeah, that's how we have to make it be.
He's gonna pose on the assault bike.
Yeah,
that's his.
Ripping the handles off the thing.
Yeah, that's it. Just have him be like this on the assault bike. So Paul, unless you have a picture that you want us to use, you're gonna have to come in here and we're gonna have to take a beautiful shot of you ripping the handle of an assault bike so that Isaac can make a portrait and we can memorialize.
That might be the only good thing that happens because when they leave, that we won't have to maintain the assault bikes as much.
Paul was the only one that ripped the handles off daily. We have to tighten it every single time, Paul. Although, actually, is it Brent or is it Ben in Issaquah that rips the freaking handles off
Both
too?
of them.
They're
Yeah,
freaking
both of
monsters
them.
on the bike.
Yeah.
So strong. So strong. But, yeah, guys, we're going to miss you. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of lame.
it's going to be late. But they'll come visit, I'm sure.
Yeah. They'll be when they come back in. If I ever make it to Colorado, never have yet, but
Ever been to Colorado?
have not.
I've heard a lot of good things from Boulder.
Yeah,
My brother
a lot
went
of
to
people
school in
go
Boulder.
to Colorado, so
Yeah.
make it on my list if I do make it to Boulder, stop
Yeah.
by.
Go visit Coach Mikey too.
Yeah.
Not two birds out with one stone. Be fun.
Um,
Cool.
Anything on any team training or stuff?
Team training?
Yeah, like the teams that we work with. I know everybody. We do a lot of individual training, but we also are looking to work with teams. So if people have any teams that you're working with,
Totally.
want to train.
Yeah.
Uh,
We've been working with the IST for a while, as the guys in Issaquah know. And actually, we were approached by Redmond Select Baseball, and we're going to be starting their training in the evenings. Here in a month or two, they're going to train after classes, so they're going to train like 8 to 9 p.m.
yeah.
And that's really cool. We love working with teams. Coach Alex in particular loves having teams that he can train with, and
Adam really enjoys it as well.
yeah, with the ISD, he does a really good job. So that's really cool. If you see the kids in there, give them a high five. They work super hard. Usually they have to like go to practice and then immediately come to dryland training. So it's these kids get trained hard.
Man, the swimmers are serious.
Yeah,
So,
double and triple days. That's some serious dedication.
so if you guys have any kids that are on any teams that need to be trained, reach out.
Yeah, let us know.
We were the ones. We'd love to help. if we
Totally.
can.
For sure.
So, growth
So-
trigger.
Oh yeah, the
Good
topic of the
practice.
day.
Like, ties in with today's workout and just, with some of the programming, people are always like, I don't like to come in when I see a movement that I can't do.
Yeah.
Seems to be a really kind of ego thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you want to have fun and like be like, I'm going to crush this workout, but
Yeah.
you really got to work on stuff that you're not good at is how you're going to grow, right? So,
Yeah. Amy called me out on it the other day. We were doing the pull-up workout where you have to do the 3 45-pound pull-ups and then immediately go into 5 strict pull-ups. and then immediately go into the 7 kipping pull-ups. And I got super frustrated. The first round felt great. The second and third round felt pretty tough. And then the fourth and fifth round, you're supposed to do 10 rounds in 20 minutes. After the first round, I was like, there's no possible way I'm going to do 10.
That was just a big strength piece, right?
Totally.
Just a pull-up piece.
But, I got frustrated with it, and I get that other people might get frustrated with the fact that you can't do something RX, especially if you're usually able to do something RX. But that's when you get the strongest, right? Like, the only way you push past the skill set and the strength that you have now is putting yourself against something that you cannot manage, right? That's what we talk about when we say increasing the intensity. Granted, we talk about, make sure you get your skill set where it needs to be and you're consistent in that skill set first. But when you are working on intensity, if you only go to the level that you're comfortable,
if you're always on a band, and
you're not going to grow
every time.
Yeah.
I think Anita actually, didn't she get a pull-up or something? Or Francis told her, take the band away. And
Francis just removed the band from her. She's like, you're not allowed to use a band. And she got her first kipping pull-up.
Yeah.
That day, right?
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of...
Sometimes we go back to that crutch really fast because it's just what's easier, and we don't really get a good workout, quote unquote, whatever that means. But.
Yeah. And you don't always have to push yourself to that crazy level, right? You don't always have to leave the gym dying or anything like that, but going outside of your comfort zone and doing something that you're not used to, changing maybe your scaling options. So, a lot of people online, a lot of our athletes like to go online and Google stuff and be like, how can I do this, right? Instead of actually listening to us. Don't do that.
You can go look, but your coaches have your best interest in mind.
Totally.
And we're right there and we can see you.
But I've had people come up to me and be like, hey, I read that I shouldn't be doing band pull-ups, or I read that I shouldn't be doing jumping pull-ups, or I read that I shouldn't be doing this or that.
It
and
depends.
The idea is, it depends. That's the answer. It drastically depends on where you're at in your life cycle, where you're at in your training. Some people that do bands for too long, I'm going to tell them to get off the band. And some people that do jumping pull-ups for too long, I'm going to tell them to grab a band. And some people that have absolutely no strict pull-up strength whatsoever, but they can do kipping pull-ups because they're very gymnasty and have snappy hips, I'm going to be like, no, go on a band. Do banded pull-ups because I want you to actually build that lat and that bicep strength. So, totally. So it really does depend. But the point is, if you switch it up a little bit, if you do something that's not comfortable, if you do something that's very challenging for you, like that workout, those are the things that are going to trigger your body to grow. If you always do what you can do, right, what you're comfortable doing, then you're never going to get any better. It's like Cindy's my favorite example of that. Like if you know you can do 20 rounds of Cindy and you've done that before and you always do 20 rounds of Cindy, I bet you're never going to be a better athlete, right?
Yeah.
You have to push for that 21st, the 22nd round, the 23rd. And that progress right there, demanding more of yourself and pushing yourself outside of that comfort zone, that's what creates, at a cellular level, muscle growth. Like that's how muscles grow. Stress.
Yeah.
Truly, right?
Under the barbell, under your own body weight, hanging on the bar.
100%.
So, do you think your driving has improved in the last 365 days?
It hasn't particularly. I don't drive outside of my comfort zone.
Oh, your car drives itself though, right?
Yeah, it does.
No, well, that's the thing. Like the stimulus for learning has been removed from driving because you've been doing it for so long, right?
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of you guys think you can text. I'll remain nameless, but one of them starts with the T. But you'll remain nameless. That you think you can text and drive, but the reason you can do that is because driving has become so automatic.
Yeah.
And so all these things that we do here in the gym, the empty barbell complex that we do before we lift, it should become automatic, but you should be focusing on it, deliberately hitting positions, still learning on that.
Totally.
Once all those things become automatic and you go back to the same thing, there is no growth.
Yeah. You want to know the last time I got better at driving? I went to the track.
I was going to say, probably like go to Dirtfish, and now all of a sudden, every corner you're
thinking about the apex
flashing around.
Yeah.
So kind of the same stuff here in the gym. Not as risky, but if you're not pushing yourself like that, you won't grow.
Yeah.
And that goes to I'm going to say that goes with diet and everything, right? Like if you're always eating the same crappy food, it's going to become routine. You're used to it. You just do it. Yeah. And then it becomes hard to change it up, right?
Yeah. Have you heard of like the competency scale?
I'm sure I have. I don't know. Like,
it was super interesting. I heard it again. I'd read about it before, but I read it from a guy when we were on vacation in Charts that did like kite surfing. The guy was telling me about it. He's an amazing, amazing coach, a world-class coach in kite surfing, right? But it's interesting how all these things kind of flow together, athletic training versus that kind of training. He was saying that on the spectrum, you're trying to move from unconscious incompetence, right?
Yeah.
That means that you don't know anything, right? You move into conscious incompetence, which means you know that you don't know what you're doing, right? That's the next step, right? Like you're aware that you're terrible,
sounds
right?
like most people coming in the door.
And then you move from that to conscious competence, right? Now you have to, if you focus on what you're doing, and if you're very, cognizant of what's going on, then you're competent, right? But it requires all your focus and all your attention, and that means maybe you're not able to increase that intensity. So this is, I'm doing a pull-up, and as long as I really focus on that kip, I can get a kipping pull-up, and then the second I start getting tired and I can't really focus on it as much, now I'm not as good at it, right? And then eventually you move into unconscious competence, and I'm butchering all those words because I'm ESL, but anyway, unconscious competence means now, without thinking about it, I'm really good at doing all these things, right? Now I can jump in there, and even if I'm exhausted, I can do those butterfly pull-ups, or I can do those skipping pull-ups, or those handstand push-ups, whatever it is, right? And the interesting thing is, once you get into that unconscious competence, now you run into the problem of, well, now I can do everything. Am I going to sit there and be comfortable in every workout and just kind of cruise by it, or...
And sweat.
Yeah, and sweat, right? Like I'm going to get a decent workout, but maybe not move my fitness forward? Or am I going to put myself in a state where I'm uncomfortable, right? Where I really feel like I want to stop, but I'm not going to stop. And mind you, this doesn't mean, again, that you have to kill yourself every workout. It just means on certain days when you're feeling
find
like
that edge, man.
Yeah.
And
Move past it a little bit, right?
So.
Yeah.
And the coaches, guys, coaches are an awesome tool. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of variations of everything we do in here. Different ways that we scale. Sometimes we have to do things differently because of size of class.
Yeah.
But as long as you kind of have an idea of what you want, like run some things by a coach and talk to them. Like, hey, I want to do my pull-ups this way. Sure, do it. Maybe they'll have a reason why you can't. But keep that door open and don't be afraid to ask and talk and get the opinion of the coach. Like, I think sometimes people think that the coaches, we're just here to try to like make your workout harder or slow you down, or we don't want you to score as well or something. Not even it. Our goal is to help you guys grow. So
the biggest thing that we see, I think, that runs through my head every single workout that I'm coaching is sometimes I feel like our athletes feel like that workout is the end all be all, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I get into that too, right? Like
Totally.
This workout, I need to score this. I'm not going to do squat snatches today because if I do squat snatches, I'm going to drop 6 places on the leaderboard, right? But the reality of it is, if you don't view that workout as the end all be all of time, if you view it as a means to an end, then you're probably going to treat it very differently, right? Justin's really good at this. Like if he's not feeling great, he's going to dial it back a little bit and make sure that he works on his technique and gets some value out of that workout. But if you're exhausted and your quads are hurting from that evil wall ball freaking box jump workout, I've asked like 14 people this week how they feel, and they're all like, ugh.
Chelsea did it today, and she was like, "Oh my God, that was terrible."
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. But anyway, if you are feeling absolutely exhausted and fatigued from that workout, and now you're going to go do clean and jerks and deadlifts and snatches, and you can't do the weight, and then you just keep not doing the weight, like doing this terrible weight that you can't manage, and you're not going to get anything out of it, right?
And there's a ton of thought that goes into this. You guys don't get to all see it on the programming side, but yeah, Monday was a leg killer and explosive, should have left you smoked, and then we did a little squatting and then a little bit of clean and jerk. You're bent over all day changing weights, which you weren't supposed to. There was no rest in that workout that was planned, in case you didn't know. Like being bent over and working, that probably applies to real life with half the things you're going to do out there.
Yeah, totally.
And so then, then we go into more of a strength day yesterday with that squatting and some accessory work, and we kind of have ebbed and flowed that intensity. So if you're coming in 4 or 5 days a week, you just listen to your body and do what it feels, right? Like today, snatches, perfect. All we did was a ton of deliberate practice and technique work, and then go by load by feel. If you feel beat up, you keep it down and talk with the coach. Be like, hey, I'm just gonna hit these clean.
And actually, that's kind of like the most important thing that you should take out of this, outside of like pushing yourself to a place where you can progress, right? Pushing yourself past your comfort zone. The other thing that I think is super important is either don't look at the workout or don't let it affect your ability to come in here. Okay, that's unreasonable, and it gets in the way of your progress. Like, I'm sure people looked at that pull-up workout and were like, screw this, I don't want to do this. I'm not going to be able to do a pull-up with 45 pounds. Well, of course. But if you don't come into that workout, then the next time we program a pull-up with 45 pounds, you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to get frustrated with yourself. Just either don't look at the workout or come in anyway. And like, our coaches are going to scale it. Sometimes we program things that are super hard, and some things we program things that everybody's going to be able to do RX, right? It varies from day to day. But the important thing is that you guys actually show up and work through the progressions that we're going to give you. Also, that you ignore that phone that's ringing, and I'm going to kill Michael for leaving his phone here.
Phone is that?
I don't know, Michael or Jessica's? I have no idea. Luckily, it stopped ringing. Yeah. I don't even know where it is.
She just answered it. But hey, we're on
a live podcast. Do you want to say hey to the audience?
Amy chirped in and said, like, for instance, you could try stuff with one eye closed.
Yeah.
I'm sure that makes it.
That's a great.
I don't know. I think I could snatch with one eye closed. I don't know if I could jump and grab a pull-up bar though. If I closed one eye, tried to jump and grab a pull-up bar, I'd probably miss it every time.
Didn't you do? What was that movie that was really popular for a while? With like,
what was it? Bird Box or something, I think it was.
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
No clue.
Didn't
you do like a snatch Bird Box challenge or something?
150-pound snatch blindfolded.
Nice. Of course you did that.
Yeah.
Nice. See, challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Don't challenge.
Don't challenge yourself like that. I do think there is video out there on the internet of it.
You doing it?
I think I snatched and then I took 1 or 2 steps forward and it was pretty weird. But I just used Naomi's weight belt as a blindfold.
Naomi's weight belt? That's how small they are.
Yeah.
That's
awesome. This Velcro weight belt around my eyes. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, cool, guys.
Challenge yourself.
Challenge yourself.
Talk to the coaches.
Show up. Yes, absolutely. Well, that's all we got for you today, guys. If there's a topic that you want us to talk about, we would love your input, and we want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. But if you don't tell us, we're going to talk. We don't want to talk.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
Cool. See you guys. See you next Friday for another Squatch Watch. See if we get a special guest in here or something. Be cool. Stop it yet, or are we still live?
You're still live.
Oh, sweet. It's okay. I'm glad I didn't do anything weird.